Welcome back then, you FM legends. Thanks for joining me again. Thanks for everyone who's subscribing and liking my videos. Really appreciate you helping promote my channel. So if you can keep doing that, I'll just really appreciate it. I want to get to 500 subscribers. We're around the 417, I think it is at the minute. So please keep liking and subscribing because it's really helping me grow. So we've really struggled to bring in players, I'll be honest. It's been a difficult task. It's fair to say we're not very desirable. We're heavily favourites to go down. We're there in 23rd place, 300 to 1 to win the league. You know, we've got the likes of Walsall, York City, Swindon. They're the three favourites to win the division this year. Want to try and keep building with this team, but we're not going against our means. We've said that right from the beginning. We will not overspend for the sake of bringing in top quality players. I'll just bring in people who we can afford and I'll build with what we have. The disappointing thing being is that when we can offer contracts to players and they are interested in coming, the issue we have is that they will actually just go and sign for a Conference North, Conference South team and probably get paid more money. And this outgoing here, the first one that's left the club is Alex Fletcher, and this is a prime example. He's turned us down to go and play for Dunstable. They're not even in the league, but he's left. He started every game for us in midfield. He played a really big part in our season last year. But when I offered him a contract, he's gone to Dunstable. There's nothing I can do. He just wants to leave. I can't get my head around it. But anyway, maybe they're offering him more money on a pay-to-play contract. Not really sure. But he's left, and it was a big disappointment and a really big hole to fill because of how influential he was for us last year. So this is our first incoming, and this is Tom Miles. He's our new goalkeeper. He's come in from Manchester United, and he was signed very early on in pre-season. Wanted to make a really big hunt for finding a goalkeeper and a good one that we could bring in. That wasn't going to cost us a fortune. However, he is on £400 a week, and I know that doesn't seem a lot, but that's our highest paid player. So Benny's come in, he's a centre-back, he's come in from Bishop Stortford. He was on a pay-to-play contract there, and I've offered him one on a little bit more money, so he has left them to come and play for us. He's not going to be a starter, but it's certainly, I think he'll be a reasonable squad player for us. Tommy Pillin has come in, he's a Mazzala, and that's where I'm going to play him. He's come in from Liverpool on a free transfer, and another one of our highest-paid players on £400. So had another young player, Ryan Wilson, on a free transfer. He's on £300. He's not the best, but he's got some reasonable stats. And for a squad player, and what I like about him is he's versatile. He can play right through the middle. He can play centre-back, defensive midfield, and in centre midfield. Joe Andrews is our new defensive midfielder. Well, I say defensive, not really defensive in this team. It's playing in a roaming playmaker role, and he's coming to replace Alex Fletcher on a free transfer. This is Luigi Gaspar. This is Edu Gaspar's son, who's the director of football at Arsenal. I've brought him in. He's on £300. He's not the best player, but again, I think he's going to be a good squad player for us. Our first loan signing of the season is Owen Hesketh. He's coming from Wolves. He's on £150. That's what we're contributing towards his wages. He's classed as a winger, but we're not playing him there. We've agreed we will play him in the advanced playmaker role, so that's where they'll be expecting him to play, just behind the striker. And I really fancy this lad. Big things for him. He's going to be very important for us. Got a lot of quality in this division. And this is our new right back, Tom Nixon. He's on £375 a week. He looks a fairly decent right back for this division. So this is what the squad looks like now. I'm fairly pleased with it. There's a few areas that I would still want to build on. We're not particularly strong up front, but I've not really found anyone that I think's going to come in and really add much more than what I have, and they want silly money, so I'm not prepared to pay it. We've lost quite a lot of players who I would have wanted to keep last year, like the right backs, our captain Christian Green and Mercedes. I would have wanted to keep both of them. But the increase in wages that they wanted in terms of signing an extra year at the club was just ridiculous. I wasn't prepared to pay it. They wanted like £600 when they made them our highest paid players. And to be honest, I didn't think they were that good, but I would have kept them. So it has been disappointing to lose a few, but we build and we just keep going. And this is what we're at. I'm not sure how we're going to perform this year due to such a big change in the team, but let's hope we can just keep them up minimum. So I've already showed you Tom Miles, he's our number one. We've got Nixon at right back, who I'm very pleased with. Then Kaninda, he's our new captain this year. 20 years old, big centre half. I think he's going to be very important. His partner who came in last year on a free transfer, Isaac Rice from Sheffield Wednesday, he's only on £100 and he does really well for us. He's a good player. Bradley Taylor, who I brought in as a backup left back last year, he's really good and his stats look shocking. He's physically good, very good for this division, but everywhere else he's not very good at all, but he does get quite a lot of assists and he's quite important for us at left back. Joe Andrews, who plays the defensive role in that roving playmaker. Tommy Pillin, who's our Mazzala on the right hand side. Billy Brooks, who plays on the left, who came back from his broken leg last year, and yeah, he's brilliant. I absolutely love him. He's my favourite player in the team. Owen Hesketh, who came in from Wolves. One of our young kids, well, he's still a young kid, he's only 17, he played a lot of football for us last year, but here's Ray Watmore, look at those luscious locks, beautiful hair, big 6'5" striker. Danny Waldron, who did sign a new contract, but he only wanted a pay-as-you-play contract. That's what I've got him on. We've kept him because he scored 30 goals, I think it was, for us last year. Not really sure how he's going to do this year. He's 28, but as you can see, he's massively declining. I've had a few messages already from the club saying how much he's declining. So Benny was that new centre-back. Ruben Sevilla, who's the young man we brought in last year, he can play right across the back, mainly plays in the wing-back roles. Luigi Gaspar, Jamie Owen, who we managed to get a new contract. He was only playing for us last year at 16 years old, now 17. I got him a new contract, I'm paying him £200 a week. He plays in those Mazzala roles for us, coming off the bench mainly, but he does really well for us, and throughout the season he manages to get himself a call-up for Wales internationally and in the under-18s. For those that don't remember him, this is Lee McCarthy. He's the youngest ever goal scorer for us. At 16 years old, he scored very early on last year and also broke the record for being the youngest scorer in the Conference North. Saltman's our backup goalkeeper, but I'm going to look to get him out of the club because he's just not going to play. I don't want to waste the money. We're paying him £200, well, 190. I know it doesn't seem a lot, but when you've got nothing, and I mean literally nothing, I would rather try and put that in somewhere else in the team to improve us. Callum Rowe's also on a pay-as-you-play contract. He's staying with the club for now. He's going to be our backup left-back. That's Ryan Wilson, who I showed you before. Richard Armour, who was the third striker at 16 years old, who I brought in last year, and he plays a lot of football for the under-18, scoring a lot of goals. Due to injuries and stuff, we may need to use him, so we're keeping him around. Dean Thorne is the last one. He can play in defensive midfield and also at right back. For those of you that are interested, as you can see there, that is what our staffing looks like. We've maxed out most of the positions. We've got another space to bring in another scout, but there's just no one worth bringing in. The stats are horrendous. So I'm just not going to bother spending the money in that position unless someone comes up who can add some value to us. And as you can see, it's helping us quite a lot because we are absolutely taking this league by storm. It is outrageous. We are top of the league and we've only lost 3 games. I need to apologise because I do usually save it of around 10-15 games just to show you how we're getting off and how we've started in the season. And we're around 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We're bouncing around those areas. And Swindon started the season really, really well. But unfortunately, I was having so much fun, I just simply forgot to save it. And I just carried on playing through. And then I was like, oh, I can't believe it. I've not got a point to talk to you about because I haven't saved it. So here we are. We've jumped straight to January. It's a bit quicker this time. And we've scored 80 goals in 30 games. We're absolutely smashing them in. We've conceded 41, which is quite a lot. But as you can see, amongst everybody else, our goal difference is pretty much double everyone's because we're so good going forward. And the goals are being spread around quite a lot because we don't have like a prolific goal scorer. We don't have someone who's taking the league by themselves and scoring all the goals for us. We're actually pretty poor up front. But yeah, the amount of players we get in the box with this tactic and the amount of chances it creates, you simply will get the goals. So it is Owen Hesketh who's our top goal scorer. He's got 19 goals from that advanced playmaker position. Bradley Taylor at left back's playing really well. He's really up there in the average highest ratings. Billy Brooks is just the assist king. I love him. He's my favourite player. And again, I'll shift myself over just to show you. we are again very, very horrible. We're rough in the tackle, let's say. We pick up a lot of cautions, but that's mainly because we play so attacking, and when we get hit on the break, the two centre-backs, as you can see, Isaac Rice and Ben Kadinda, and the defensive midfielder, who's Joe Andrews, they can get quite exposed when we get hit on the break, but that's what we have to take with this tactic. We're throwing so many men forward that sometimes we will get hit on the break, and that's why they pick up so many yellow cards. So we did manage to find ourselves a striker I felt who could improve us, add a bit of quality to the team, and the wages weren't ridiculous that we could afford it. The contribution is only 55 quid, so that's why we can afford that. He's coming in from Wigan. He's 22 years old, and Joe Rodwell Grant, he's a good player. He scores quite a few goals for us. He takes our penalties as well. He does really well for us, and he's a good addition to the team. As we've got into January, he's played 18 games for us and he's scored 9 goals. He's got 3 Man of the Match awards and he's got that average rating of just under 7. Keeping on looking to improve the team. We'll keep looking around that loan market, and we did find Nathan James. Another one that we're not contributing a lot towards, £40 towards his wages. He's coming from Barnsley and he's a good centre-back, not necessarily a starter for us because Rice and Kadinda do really well. But Wilson hasn't really done it for me, so that's why I wanted to strengthen in that position. We brought in Finley Armstrong because I decided to let Rowe go, because even though you've got them on those pay-to-play contracts, they're still contributing towards your wages. It does take a chunk. I'm not sure how it calculates it. If anyone knows how it calculates it, let me know in the comments. But it does take a chunk out of your wage budget. So I decided to let him go, and I brought in Finley Armstrong on loan from Fleetwood. We weren't contributing anything towards his wages when he was with us, but he didn't play as much because Taylor he's really outperformed what I thought he was going to do. He's got a ridiculous amount of assists, and Finley Armstrong, when he played, was pretty poor for us, to be honest. He just never hit the ground running. I thought he'd be a lot better, and Fleetwood have recalled him. And I found this lad, Thomas Hill, on a free transfer. He's another one who was in the Liverpool Academy. He's on a free transfer, and I was shocked, really, because he looks a lot better than all the other players that were willing to come. And a lot of the players who were willing to come were asking for silly money, so I just never signed him. Found this lad, and he wanted £400 a week, which is our highest paid player. I was happy to match that. And due to letting the other lads go, who were just in the squad and not playing at all, I brought in Thomas Hill, and he's really versatile. He can play behind the striker, he can play in centre mid, defensive mid, he can also drop in at right back. And I did find a club for Johnny Saltmer. He's gone to Hamerton Waterlooville. So that's where we sit at the moment. Danny Waldron did get his contract released. He just was shocking for us this year, and it was probably right from what the coaches were saying that he was declining massively. Barely scored a goal for us, and the other lads were getting chances. So that's why us kicking out him and Rowe on a free transfer, there might have been more. If there was others on pay-as-you-play contracts, they've all gone because they weren't playing. And when I chucked them out the club, it did give me more of a budget back, which allowed me to bring in the likes of Thomas Hill, which is massive for us. We've got to keep going in this league. I would just love it. Like, even if we manage to get the playoffs, like, I'll be absolutely buzzing, because we shouldn't be doing this. We're supposed to get relegated. The squad's not good. The wages we pay is crap. Every month we're probably making like 20 grand. You know, sometimes it's more depending on how we're doing in like competitions and the gate receipts from the games we get. But yeah, look at it, it's building up. We've got 243,000 in the bank, nearly £250,000 in the bank for a non-league club is huge. And I think that massively comes into the fact that we're just not overspending. We've probably got the lowest wage budget in the league by a mile, but we're up there. It's not all about that. It's about having a good tactic, good staff members in your team to help you push your team through. And just once you get your team dynamic and everything going like this is what I believe. It's not all about stars on players. You know, people can completely outperform for you. Don't always believe in that. And we fly forward again towards the end of March, and this is getting even more crazy. We are still top of the league after 41 games, meaning we've got 5 games remaining. It's all had a bit of a reshuffle in that playoffs because everyone's beating everyone. Solihull Moors are now the nearest to us. York City and Altrincham have really had a push. but we're currently sitting 13 points clear at the top of the league with this team, which is just absolutely incredible. I'm loving it. I can't believe how well we're doing. And Joe Rodwell-Grant is our top goal scorer in all competitions on 27 goals. We've got Bradley Taylor, who's playing the best for us at left back. And then the last one there is Billy Brooks. He's just an absolute assist machine. 25 assists in all competitions for us. He is absolutely flying. He's got 23 assists from that left Mazzala role. So when we look at the table here, you can see we have scored 110 goals this year. 110 goals. We've conceded 56, which is high. But again, the goal difference, plus 54, is massive compared to everyone else's. We've got 91 points. Look at, throughout the season as we go, look at the amount of wins, like 4-2, 4-1, 4-1, 5-0, 4-0, 5-4, 3-1, 4-2. Like we had a little patch here where we drew Bournemouth and we 4-all draw with Swindon. We beat Dagenham 4-0. Our two youngsters scoring between them. 5-3 against Barnet. 4-1 against Yeovil. 5-1 against Dorking, 5-4 against Ebbsfleet, and then I think this is the one, is it? Is this yeah, this is the game. It was the 4-3 one. We lost 4-3 in the end, but yeah, Miles, we were down to 10 men because I've made all my subs. He breaks his arm, has to go off, and it killed us. Ray Motmore went in goal and still got 6.7. Then we lost at Rochdale because we didn't have a goalkeeper. We were struggling in that one. And then, yeah, so it was those two games that I was talking about. Then we brought a new keeper. We brought in Marcus Dewhurst, which is this lad. Came on a free transfer. He's only on for 4-month contract till the end of the season. He wouldn't talk about it any longer. But he's only on 250 quid. He's a good goalkeeper. He's capped at England under 20 level. Came from Sheffield United. But he didn't have a club. And he's come into us until the end of the season, which is really going to help us out because we've got no Tom Miles. And then he came in. We did lose the first game, and he didn't have a good game, which worried me. He got 6.3, but we got Isaac Rice sent off. That killed us. We ended up losing the game in the end 2-1 against Bromley. But then after that, we played these next three games where we played Scarborough. He was brilliant for us in that game. We won 2-0. Then we played Halifax, beat them 2-0, and he was brilliant again, 7.4. And then again, we won 1-0, so he's kept, in the last three games, he's kept 3 clean sheets, and he's done really well for us again, and we beat Bournemouth 1-0 through Ray Watmore. So that leaves us now with these 5 games left to play, but if we win in our next match against Dagenham, we're champions, because no one can catch us. So that's where we're jumping now, straight into that game. Let's get the win against Dagenham, and let's get ourselves in the Football League. So this is how we will line up today in the new formation, and I will get a video out very soon on it. But we've got Watmore and Rodwell starting up front. Pillin is the man who's coming in behind the striker this game, and that's just because Owen Hesketh, even though he's scored a lot of goals for us, is knackered. He needs a rest. Billy Brooks and Tommy Hill in centre midfield. We've got Davis, who's been absolutely instrumental for us in that rowing playmaker role. When we don't have him, you can tell massively. Then we've got Nixon, Kadinda, Rice and Taylor at the back, and our new signing, Dewhurst, in goal for us. So hopefully not too much pressure on the boys this game. We just need to focus on getting the victory. But we're playing Dagenham. We beat them heavily. I think it was 4-0 last time we played them, but they're in a relegation scrap, a massive relegation scrap. And they've got a chance of staying up, and these are never easy games. Usually when you play these teams, when you're in this position, they often get some surprise results, which we've found with the likes of Solihull recently, dropping points against the teams near the bottom, which has helped us get 13 points clear. Now we start off, Kaninda into Tom Hill, puts a through ball through, and Watmore gets on that. He's fouled, but Nixon picks up that loose ball. Can he get it in the box? No, it's been picked up by Lawless. He's won it back. Rodwell! What a start for the boys. Rodders has done it for us. It's been a great loan signing. Nixon just doesn't give it up though. Look how many people we've got in the box. Just before that cross came in, absolutely flooding the box. That's how we managed to get so many goals. Nixon with the throw-in to Hill. In it comes again, loads in the box, but just Ham makes the claim. Easy catch for him. He goes long. Big centre-back, Isaac Rice wins his header. But they've picked it up now, Walker. Rice takes it off him. Kadinda, we just get our shape back. Nixon. Can he find a ball? He can. Into Hill. He puts it across to Watmore. Can Watmore get it in the box? Rodders! Well done, Watmore. Rodders is in there again for his second of the game. We're not even 3 minutes in and we're 2-0 up. What a run. Well done, Watmore. Rodders just waiting for the tap in, and there it is. Well done, Rodders. Tavares with the throw. Hepburn Murphy into centre midfield. Lawless. He turns on it, but Pilling gets back. Doesn't get it very far. Andrews wins his header. Comes back out. Watmore. Hessenthaler. Good ball over the top. Hepburn Murphy's in. Poor goalkeeping there. I don't know where he was going, but they've hit the post. Smile. Back to Bartley. Hessenthaler puts it back over the top, but there's Taylor to read that one and switches play to this right hand side. Corner. Billy Brooks. In it comes. Headed by Kadinda, and that's just over the bar. Good first 15 minutes. They've only had the one shot, which has hit the post. Classis is not on target. Hill now with another corner. In it comes. Tavares wins it this time. Hill pops it off to the edge of the box. Billy Brooks, who dummies it. Comes back out to Isaac Rice. Rice, baby. Yes. 3-0. I think that's his first goal this season. You don't usually see him in these positions. Overs by Brooks. Andrews keeps the play going. And Rice bags it to make it 3-0. That's what you'll see a lot throughout the season with Andrews. Is his role in that roaming playmaker is simply just sits in the gap and he constantly just shifts it left and right all the time. The problem is that he really does press very high. When all of the team go, he literally sits just behind the attacking midfielders, right behind. So when you get hit on the break, the good thing is he's got a lot of pace for this league. He's got like 14 pace, so he does manage to get back, and that's why Rice and Kadinda and him pick up yellow cards, because usually it'll just be like a little trip as they're hitting us on the break and they'll get a yellow. Hepburn Murphy inside to Smile. Walker shoots. Good defending. Offside anyway. Dewhurst. He made the save, but he made a right meal of that. Brooksy. Into Pilling. He turns. Takes on his man. It's a bad pass. Smile. See what I mean? We've thrown everyone forward. Walker's in now. Can he score? He has. Josh Walker's pulled one back for Dagenham. So the way we play, you will concede goals with this tactic. But the way you play is, look how many people we had forward. We can't really afford to lose the ball in those positions as we're transitioning to get into the attacking phase. We have to make sure we keep it and get it wide. When we lose it, we'll get hit on the break. So, but we wouldn't be 3-1 up at this point if it wasn't for that. So we have to sort of take the rough with the smooth in terms of that. And as you can see throughout the season, when you've scored over 100 and what is it now, like 113 goals or something we've scored, it's well worth playing this way. In it comes. Brooks. Taylor. Back to Brooks. Referee's given a penalty. Brooks is being fouled, which means Rodders will be in for a hat-trick. Come on. Rodders. I think he's only missed one penalty for us this year. That's his 30th goal of the season. Rodwell Grant smashes that one right into the corner, and just Ham can't get anything on it. And that sees us 4-1 up at half-time. And surely we're not going to throw this away now, and we're going to be champions of the National League. We'll praise him for getting the shots on target and get out there in the second half. No subs to be made at this stage. Bartley clipped it long, but Taylor will pick that one up and clip it down the line. Rodders brings it down, pops it back off to Taylor. Pilling Andrews, don't lose it there. Taylor. Rice. Kadinda. Hill. Nixon should be on his bike now, but we go back. Hill. Lost it. They'll break on us now. Reed. Can Kadinda get back? Lawless, can he get the ball in the box? He can, but they can't get the shot on the target. And again, that was another example of us just being a bit sloppy with possession. Lawless. Reed. Goes wide to Lynn. Someone going to put a tackle in. Kadinda reads it. Watmore. Into midfield. Loses it again. We're getting sloppy now. Hepton Murphy's found himself in a lot of space and he's through. Can he score again? No, he can't, because Isaac Rice gets back and clips it out for a corner. Deflected for a corner. And Lawless to take the corner. In it comes. Up gets Dewhurst, and that's easy for him. Thomas Hill with the corner. Get up, Kadinda. Oh, Rodders is there for a simple tap in. Oh, it's been given offside. So we've made 3 changes now. Youngster Owens come on in midfield for Brooks. James has come on at centre-back for Captain Kadinda. And we've given Rodwell a chance to get a standing ovation from the crowd for scoring his hat-trick. And we've brought on young striker McCarthy. Tyler. Ibby goes wide to Perry. Gets the ball in the box. Tyler can't get his shot on target and he's offside anyway. We've just changed it to balance now just to see the game out. And there it is. We're champions. Firing ourselves into the Football League. It's the highest this club has ever been. Anything will be now going forwards. They've never been in the Conference North. And we've got them up. First time of asking. And we've done it again. Back-to-back promotions. And here we go, marching into the Football League. So that is the season completed. We've finished off our remaining 4 games. We beat Swindon 2-1 with a late penalty from Rodders. We then beat York City 3-1 away from home with this crazy 7-4 win over Fylde. And we ended our campaign with a 1-1 draw at Altrincham with a late mistake from Andrews as he passed the ball straight to their striker to get the equaliser in the 86th minute. But it was a very good campaign for us. We've won the league. Well, very good. It was absolutely ridiculous. We've won the league. We were predicted to come second bottom. Didn't have much of a run in the FA Cup. We did start with a 4-1 win against Marine in the qualifying rounds. We then got into the first round proper and we beat Shrewsbury, who are League 1, I believe. Yes, League 1. We beat them 3-2. A very big win for us. And then we played Stockport, who are also in League 1. We got a 2-2 draw with them in the first game. But on the replay, we got knocked to 10 men anyway because we got Ruben Severe sent off. But we got absolutely hammered 5-0, which knocked us out of that. And in the FA Trophy, we got to the semi-finals once again. 2 years in a row in the semis, just can't seem to get over the line, but it was still a good campaign for us in this competition. And we started off here with the 3-1 win. We then played Torquay and beat them 5-4. We then knocked out Fylde, a 6-0 win over them. And Tunbridge in the quarterfinals, 7-1. Lots of goals in this competition. But in this game against Eastleigh, we just couldn't find the answer. We really struggled. We just could not score no matter how much we tried. I think there was a penalty, offside. We missed the penalty, offside goals, you name it. We just couldn't score. So that saw us out of the competition. So that's our first campaign over in the National League. And it's only taken us 1 season. We're straight through it. Predicted to come second bottom, but we've won the league. We've got 32 wins, 8 draws, 6 losses, 127 goals scored, 64 against, a 63 goal difference, and a whopping 104 points. That means we now hold the record. We've beaten Notts County's record for the most goals in a calendar season in the National League. So it's a nice little record to hold, and it'll take some beating, 127 goals, I think. So thanks for watching, everyone. Smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one when we are Football League.